many of you I see that are still struggling with getting your application. As you can see in my pot, I have a lot of hot wax melted down. For those of you that only have a small amount in the bottom of your pot, you're not going to get as much on your spatula. When people say you get so much wax in one scoop, that's because I generally have more than I need in my pot. That's not going to affect any of the wax if you don't use it that day, because you can switch your heater off, let it go hard in the heater, and then when you're ready to use it again, you just switch it back on and melt it all down again in the same process. I've got my wax on the spatula. You can see I'm twizzle because it will stop it from dripping. I then place a little bit of the wax where I want to start, using the side of my spatula or the tip of my spatula at the front. I want to spread it nice and even. See how I've got slow control, nice movement with the hot wax. Nothing rushed. I'm not trying to be messy with it. I'm just trying to spread it nice and even so that my edges are all nice and clear where they are, not too thin and, you know, spread out over here and over here, because when I go to pull this strip off, I want it to come off in one piece. As you can see, it sets really quickly. You literally have a couple of seconds to get that spread on before it starts to go tackier. I want to get my handle. Now obviously I can't stretch my skin because my hand's down here, but whenever you go to pull wax, you should stretch the skin. Get your handle. Once you have your handle to pull, you then want to do it in one parallel pull towards the body. You don't want to go up to the sky because that's how hair snaps. Remember, we want to pull the hair from the root. So one quick firm pull, and then your strip should come off all in one piece.
You guys, how I do my patterns for my Brazilian. I do the same pattern every single time. First I start with a thigh strip, and then whatever side I start on, I do the opposite for the labia, because I don't want the wax to touch each other. So I'm just going to pull taut at the top, and I'm going to use a pencil method to drag the wax down using lots of pressure in that area. And then I would pull those two strips up, but clearly this is on paper, so I'm going to go to the other side again, thigh strip, and then opposite side labia. Yeah, drag it down. And then I move on to the top strips. I do them kind of going inward because that's how the hairs grow at the top. And yeah, I hope this was helpful.
All right, ladies, quick tip on how to make the perfect strip. You want to start with your wax. Make sure you roll it all off your stick. Get all of your wax off the stick. Then you're going to go down with great pressure. Make sure you're applying pressure. Go down and apply the wax. Now, once you've reached the desired width of how thick you want your strip to be, go down, make a lip, and then smooth it out. Boom, you have a quick lip. That's how you make a perfect strip. This does take practice, so you want to make sure you get you some paper or something to practice on. Make sure you're practicing on paper. Don't practice on a client. Practice makes perfect, so make sure you're doing this prior to you even getting the client. So when you do it on a client, you'll have it perfect. This is coming the other way. You're going to go down, use pressure on the skin, get the strip as wide as you want it, depending on the area that you're that you're waxing on. Come down, create that lip, which is going to help you successfully pull up the tab.